Hey everybody, we're back with more Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Let's play more. Alright, so we left off having just done the train. Let's do more. Yeah. Assassin's Ring and the... If I remember rightly, those aren't really better than what I've got. Yeah, because I already have one of those. Not the best. Ups to defense. Yeah, for how much it ups the defense, it's worth going with it over what I've currently got. Alright. Alright. I love a good Metroidvania. And Bloodstained is a good Metroidvania. It really is.
Bloodstained.
Yeah, because I'd like to hear the music more. That's not a bad idea. Where do we go? That's probably reasonable. What do I have on them? It's still arrows. Oh no. Shield, shield. That's the grinder. I need to change the... Health is to the type of them. There. That doesn't look invisible. Huh. I'm sure that was invisible yesterday. Alright. Oh, hey, Dominique.
Oh,
What are you doing
Miriam.
here?
Dominique, what are you doing here?
How did you get here?
Looking for Zangetsu. Have you seen him?
You need to take the train to get here, and you needed credentials for that. How did you get here? Hey, thanks for popping in, Clem. Appreciate it.
Yes. We fought together aboard the train. Perhaps I misjudged his intentions. What? Zangetsu was with you. But that's... Is something wrong? I asked him to go to the underground sands, but he must have chosen to disregard that request. If you see him again, would you ask him to report back to me? All right. Alfred could spring a trap on any one of us at any time. I hope Zangetsu gets his priorities straight. Thank
Okay.
you, Miriam. And stay safe.
How did she get here? Anything good? Let's check what's upstairs. I want to replace this with anything. Everything here is rank 1 for some reason. I'll have to check that when I pop back into Johannes. There's a door there. Alright. Just as I suspected. A save point. Near the boss room. I'd like to keep this wind attack because it's good for hitting like smaller ground enemies.
I move so fast. You won't even see me.
You move faster than the speed and arrow? Apparently not.
So fast.
Yeah, how you doing, Flame?
You won't even see me. Bow before the king of speed.
Waiting for the RE showcase. Yeah, that's fair. I'm not overly interested in watching it, mostly because that's all I expect them to show off.
Bow before the king of speed.
Oh, God, I honestly have no interest in RE-verse.
I move so fast. You won't even see me.
And don't get me wrong, it'd be nice if they actually do support RE-verse more than they did Resistance, but I honestly don't care.
Who are you calling? Oh.
The only multiplayer Resident Evil content I'd be interested in would be an Outbreak remaster. Alright, so that was directional. Pretty sure. There it is, reflector, right? Which means I want to swap one of these out. Yeah, we'll make this my utility. Yep. Stalker. That's interesting. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Let me go hit that save point again. Oh, that is not worth it. Unless I upgrade it. Faster recovery. Yeah, not too bad. Keep it on, keep it on. Bastard. Resist poison, which is so situational, I will never use it. Yeah, it's probably cheaper to do just those arrows. Wonder. Anyway. Oh, this game? This is my second playthrough, and honestly, really enjoyed it the first time. Second time, still really enjoying it. If you're into, like, Metroidvania, Castlevania, it's really good. Like, if you wanted a new Castlevania game in the vein of Symphony of the Night, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, like, it's very much that, and it does it very well. God damn it. Oh, bastard. I'd recommend it. Oh, hey, a mimic. I stopped playing Blasphemous. I was doing it on stream as part of my mecha-chrono thing. I stopped playing it. Partly because I wasn't in the headspace for it. It's fine for what it is, I was just, like, really not in the headspace for it. But, like, if you're into specifically Castlevania style, then you should absolutely play this. Because it does the Castlevania bit really well. And I say that as somebody who's played a lot of Castlevania, this does Castlevania really well. But, like, it's not totally beholden to Castlevania, so it does, like, enough of its own thing that you'll still enjoy it. Yeah, Miriam is very reminiscent of Shinoa. But the gameplay specifically feels... The shard system feels a lot more like the Soul system in the Sorrow games than the glyphs in Order of Ecclesia. Oh, that's not good. Alright. Let's head to the teleporter then. Like, I feel like this game, the combat is satisfying. It's fun to get new shards, which have new powers to try. The exploration is really rewarding, which I think is one of the most important things in a Metroidvania. There's been quite a few times, especially recently, where I've regretted replaying a game on stream. I guess I found it tedious, or I've gotten kind of bored partway through, or I've just really not been in the mood. This hasn't been one of those occasions. Like, I'm just really enjoying playing this game. Yes, it was. Have I got anything to turn into you?
Got any targets?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters. Good work.
It's gonna be about getting more money. More likely to drop gold. Yeah. I'll leave that.
Here's what I've turned up on.
Got any?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
That's fair enough. The platforming stuff was some of the stuff I enjoyed most about Blasphemous, though the inputs weren't great. But that could very well be because the Switch controller, Switch Pro controller, doesn't have great diagonals.
I'll go with this. Great.
So one thing I do like about this is...
Oh, you often bring up your promise to Jibble,
I just made food.
but only vaguely.
Crafting
never
is
in
something I
detail.
rarely ever pay much attention
Really?
to. I'll just do whatever with it or ignore it if I can.
Yes. Are you ever going to tell me the whole story?
Food in this game is absolutely worth doing because the first time you eat a new piece of
Well,
food,
Back then,
you
the
will
experiments left me feeling
get a
stripped of
permanent
my
stat boost
humanity.
from it.
The pain from the crystal was a constant reminder. Jeeble and I got into a fight over some stupid thing. And I shouted, "How long are you going to pretend you're human? We're monsters now." But I'll never forget what he said to me.
He said, "Fuck you, bitch," and that really touched me in my heart.
If we ask for the demon's power, then we're monsters. But if people force us to take it, then our power doesn't make us good or bad. Our choices do. That freedom of choice is proof we're human. It cheered me right up. I felt like a person again. And that was when we promised to stop each other. If we ever lost the ability to choose. Sorry, I know it's a long story.
Not really.
No. No. I'm glad I asked about it.
Of course.
Bloodstained.
Bloodstained.
Bloodstained. It's good. What are we transmuting this
Oh,
time?
yeah.
Pace yourself.
So we just made fried egg. Haven't eaten it before. Eating it is going to give me a permanent +1 to mine.
Scrumptious.
It's not much, but like every little piece helps. And like I find it to be a good motivator to actually bother with the crafting.
Hi, me. What are we transmuting this time?
I don't care about any of that.
I'll go with this.
Okay.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
No.
I'll go with this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I
You're not
like
gonna
it.
get a lot of them early on because, like, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the ingredients are just kind of bullshit to find. But just do it as you go, and, like, it's a nice little thing that can help as opposed to grinding.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
Yeah, it's probably.
Come back any.
So. Right, actually,
Are
let
you
me
eating?
check
So,
some of
what'll it
these.
be?
Sword fragment. That could be useful, actually. Alright. Thanks for popping in, Glenn. I appreciate it. Hope your class goes well, buddy. And I hope that I've gotten you interested in actually playing this. Bovine pool. I can get that. It's another high potion. That's not a problem. Monster birds.
Stop back up.
It's better, but it's still not great. In a pinch, sure, but...
Another message arrow has arrived from Zangetsu. In this chamber where the bell tolls, seek the demon woman basking in blood. A female vampire, perhaps? Vampires drink blood. They don't bask in it. Wait, there's more. The room was an ocean of gore. From some grisly battle, perhaps. And if I'm reading this right, the demon he spoke of was able to instantly collect this blood without laying hand or lips on it. Well, that means even the slightest wound in her presence would put me in danger. She won't be easy to defeat. You had best go in prepared.
Nah, I'll wing it like
What
I
are you
always
looking
do.
to buy? Is this right? Many thanks. Is this right? Then we have a deal. Thank you.
I don't think I have it. Oop. I think it was. I don't know.
What are we transmuting this time?
I'll go with this.
X potion. I don't know, I feel like those are probably better off just being used.
If you ever encounter a demon named Bale, run.
I haven't, but I'm curious why I should.
Because he's the most powerful of the 72 demons. A quick escape may be the only thing that saves you.
No, I'd also have to know what he looks like by appearance. Oh yeah, beware of Bale. It's like, cool. No idea what he looks like. I can probably plant more seeds.
I finished the art. And a
Can
sure.
Hello.
this is the key. Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Alright, so I want to go back to the library. I know that they had spots I could do the reflector. Like that. Yeah, that looks like it'll be cooler. Bada bing. Hello. Oh, you're different. Bombing arrow. Oh, that looks dangerous. Love it. Whoa! Thank you. Cool. I like that. That was fun. That was kind of cool. And it was one. I like that it's a demon playing a guitar that actually plays music. I feel like other games have had stuff like that, and then like whatever's supposed to be making noise isn't actually making noise. And the fact that it was a female design was also really cool, because it looked really cool. Oh, that was platforming. Hello. Whoa, that goes a long way. Oh, you're nasty. Nice. Tricky bastard. No, can't grab it. Yeah. Okay, I thought I figured out what. You know, if you were faster on the draw, you'd definitely be a dangerous enemy. But you're not, so... Key of Select. Interesting, because that looks like a boss fight. Back up here, you bastard. Save point here really does suggest that is a boss room. Oh no, there's an actual boss room. Okay. You're a big one. Haha! Oh, that coming. That went down a lot faster than I would have expected. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed. Axe outsider. Alright. That's in you. Queen of the Fairies. Suggesting this is the most powerful fairy type. Last one poisoned, so that one do that big worse. Unless it's just like bigger damage. Okay. I like the effects of the shadow on the wall. Pretty nice, I like it. It really does have a really nice atmosphere. Fine, be that way. I keep getting like bigger capacity for bullets, but I don't use guns. I'll probably use that for something. That's kind of funny. So like, and screams like a girl when it actually dies. Kind of funny. Just one more. I can turn that one in. Alright, be that way. That might be faster. Cool. So I finally got my first familiar.
Take this!
Maybe something that can fly would be better. I mean, it's trying. Give it credit for that. Ricochet it. Interesting application. Not super useful. It's an interesting application nonetheless. Another boss door? Awesome, let's go take on that boss then. Okay, never mind then.
Hey, you! Oh! Hey, you! Ah!
Oh, I could make use of the teleport.
Got any target?
Here's what I've turned. Good.
Have you let?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
It's good to see. What are we transmuting this time?
I'll go with this.
I don't know if I want to spend the time making this thing more powerful. I don't think it's super useful.
You know, shard research has advanced during the 10 years you slept.
Okay.
How so?
By using alchemy to add new matter to the shards, we can change their properties. They evolve. For example, an offensive shard's range may widen or reach targets further away.
Where do you tell me this now after you've spent the entire game doing this for me?
Ah, so they'll become easier to use.
To put it more simply, yes. But I should make special mention of enchantment shards. They require a large number of materials to transmute, but they function similarly to skill shards. In other words, they work even when you don't have them equipped.
That is quite an advancement. I have something new to offer you. What are you looking to buy?
Allows you to purchase items at a discount, but it costs 100,000 to get. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, what are we transmuting this time? Promise you'll...
Scrumptious.
Didn't realize I had anything like that.
So, what'll it be?
I'll go with this.
That could be useful, actually. More so than the healing one. Hmm. Hmm.
Pace yourself out.
Yeah. Want to head back to the library and see if there are any new books I can borrow.
And
Can you plan?
Definitely check that.
You've proven yourself trustworthy. Feel free to take out more books at once if you like.
3 books.
Be certain to return what you borrow. This is a library, not a bookshop.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that one. This is this is a curious one. Alright. Guess we'll check other areas then. Come back to that though. Other entrances I didn't go through. Respawning chests is always a bonus. Hello. Hey, thanks for the follow, Captain Biscotti. Welcome to your stream, buddy. Dragons. Collection. There we go. Yeah, I guess we'll see what's down. I don't know, I'd have to check the number. How you doing, Ben? Oh no, they can petrify me now. That looks like a switch. Switch. Alright. Just check the homepage. Thanks, Ben. So that means Suikoden 1 and 2 due, I think, after Horrorween and the 10 years of Resident Evil.
Success!
Thanks, Ben. Ooh. Just sit here and look at it. Silver note. Yeah, that one can fly. I definitely prefer that one to the other one. Alright. How you doing, Ben? Good? I'm doing alright. Doing alright. I'm always in a good mood when I get into a good Metroidvania, Castlevania game. And I've not overdone Bloodstained like I've overdone actual Castlevania games. So a lot of it's still fresh for me. Hello? So yeah, Suikoden. Alright, thanks for popping in, Club. Suikoden 1 and 2, following the 10 years of Resident Evil. I probably looks forward to that as much as I do. And that's a good buff. Alright. But yeah, I always enjoy getting into a good Metroidvania Castlevania game. Specifically Castlevania style. The problem is, for the most part, I've done the actual Castlevania ones enough that they just don't work the same way for me anymore. But like I say, I've only done this once, so it's still got that freshness to it. There is more to explore around there. No, it's going to be OG. Although, if I go for the remasters, I'm not entirely sure they have a release date. But it'll mean like having to wait for them. So it'll be the OG. I have a couple of ROM hacks for them though that are specifically about fixing bugs. I don't think so. Awesome. Dragon. I mean, I'll take a look. If they have, then yeah, sure, why not? I'll pick them up. Maybe if I support Konami in this, like, actually good decision, they'll remaster some of their other old games. Ooh, another familiar. Oh no, it's the same familiar. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait that long. Yeah, the OGs are good. Actually, the I say we're doing some bug fix ROM hacks that fix a few things. Nothing majorly changing the gameplay experience, just fixing some bugs. But Suikoden is actually the reason we have the idea of doing 2 RPGs to follow a goal. Because originally it was about when I was putting the RPGs onto the redemptions, point redemptions. It was like, yeah, I could do Suikoden, but Suikoden is also kind of short to like put it on there for the same price as like the other stuff that we were doing. The thing was like 50,000 per RPG. And I felt like Suikoden 1 was a bit short for that. So it was like, okay, I'll put Suikoden 2 in there and just increase the cost slightly. And that's where the origin of like doing two RPGs for the Fallen Redemption came from. Ah, shit. I look forward to that though. I've still never played Suikoden 2 all the way through. Plus, it's another series that I'll be just happy to start on stream. Oh, it's worth it. Like, I've done the first Suikoden, and it's a good game. Supposedly, the original intention was, like, Suikoden 2 was always the goal. But, Suikoden 1 was essentially practice to make sure they could actually do it. Suikoden 1 is a little bit rough. It's a little rough in its ideas, but got a lot of charm to it. And it's not long. I beat it in 15 hours, around about. Getting all the party members, or all the members from the army, all 108 stars of destiny. I say 15 hours, so it's not long. I suppose though, like we go with the company whose games you tend to spend more time with, like, of that era, or whose games you prefer from that era, like Konami and Capcom. Like Suikoden fits me better than Breath of Fire, just because I've generally kind of always gone to Konami's stuff over Capcom's, with the exception of Resident Evil. Like Castlevania instead of Mega Man, Suikoden instead of Breath of Fire, Metal Gear instead of whatever the fuck else Capcom does. Yeah, I also have them on PS3. I ended up buying 5 because I do own 4. I own 4, 5, and Tactics physically. I have bought 3 in the past. I have bought 3. That was specifically as a birthday present for Signer. It's like, I know you can get hold of it, it's not a difficult thing. I'll get over Monster though. Eh. Still never gotten into Monster Hunter. Oh yeah, this was the boss room. Alright. Yeah, so I own 4, 5, and Tactics physically. If you do get into them and you have to playing the ones that aren't available on PS3, let me know and I'll lend you 5 and Tactics. But my introduction to Suikoden was actually T-Crease. We had Suikoden 1 back in the day, and I wasn't into it. I don't really know why. I like that detail. That's really nice. But yeah, I wasn't really into it. No problem, babe. Yeah, Suikoden T-Crease though on DS. I ended up really enjoying that, and it convinced me to give the Suikoden series another chance. So when Suikoden 1 came out on PSN in Europe, because it was out on US PSN for ages, like for years, and we only got it when they put Suikoden 2 out on PSN as well. So like when that happened, like I bought them both and was like, yeah, I'm gonna actually give Suikoden 1 a proper try, and it's really good. I like it. Well, I say T-Crease is where my interest in the series really started, which is kind of funny because I know among Suikoden fans, T-Crease isn't very well regarded. Possibly because it's closer to a generic anime RPG than Suikoden generally is. Suikoden is generally, one thing I do like about Suikoden, like as I grew older, is Suikoden is very much focused on politics, war, and the consequences of such. In contrast to that, Suikoden T-Crease is a lot more anime style. Well, I liked its story quite a bit. Mostly because it was like interdimensional religion taking over multiple worlds. And like, it was a really interesting idea, I felt. So I was down for it. Unfortunately, I never finished T-Crease. I spent a summer, like, just burning through that game, really enjoying it. And then I got to, like, the final stretch of the game, like, possibly the lead up to the final dungeon, and just stopped. And I never finished it. And it's always kind of frustrating when that happens. I ended up doing the same with Tales of Grace's F, which is why I never finished that game. And like, don't take it as a sign that these games were bad. They're not. I just stopped for some reason. There it is. Remember that from the last time I did this. It's symptomatic and fuck off. I don't even remember the context of that. Is that magic up? Yes, it is. Awesome. Yeah, I like Suikoden T-Crease. I'm definitely down to do it at some point. On stream. I don't think I want to go in there. Our powers combined. That's fair enough, you remember it. Celeste's key. You know, with the attack speed increase from the book that I got, that makes heavy weapons way more viable. Celeste's key. Oh, doesn't help. But yeah, as it is, like, you're probably never gonna end up owning a physical copy of Suikoden 1 or 2. Even before retro prices started jumping up to ridiculous highs, Suikoden 2 is like one of the most expensive games on PS1. I think that would have been Suikoden 1. I was thinking to myself, like, did I see a copy of Suikoden 1? And, like, around £100 isn't all that surprising for Suikoden 1. I don't recommend it, but it's not surprising. Yes, especially in this day and age, it's the most important thing to be accepting of just some kind of way to play it. If that way is legal, even better. Like, if these publishers have released a way for you to legally purchase it digitally, fantastic. It's like you say, like, they're on PSN, Suikoden's 1 through 4. They're on PSN, and it's like, yeah, I grabbed them on PSN as well. Even 3 and 4, which the PS2 classics on PS3 are not good. But it satisfies my want to have paid for them. So I paid for them, I paid the price the publishers were asking, and I'm entirely happy with just emulating them from there. That's what it is on PS3 anyway. I'll just emulate them on a better emulator.
Ow! Fight you! Fight you! Ah!
Right, those Titanians really makes you appreciate enemies that don't just fly around when they get hit. Alright, where's this gonna go? Oh, I'm back in the cathedral. Oh. I was like, why isn't he giving me a new area name? You dick. Thank you, Silver Knight. God damn it. Thought I'd made some kind of progress. Yeah, I look forward to doing Suikoden 1 and 2. Actually 2. 2's reputation at this point is kind of legendary. Like, it's a game that is incredibly rare and expensive, that from all accounts is actually also really good, which is so rarely the case, weirdly enough. Like, most of the time when there's a game that's rare and expensive, it's also not good. Like, House of the Dead on Sega Saturn. Rare, expensive, not very good. Oh. I remember ProJared's video on top 10 RPGs not from Square Enix. And it was an interesting look, because it brings up the good point that stuff by Square massively overshadows the RPG genre, even today. But it brought up stuff like Wild Arms, Breath of Fire I think was probably in there. Skies of Arcadia was number 2. And Suikoden 2 was number 1. Huh. Probably. It's been a long time since I've watched it. I think it was limited to one per series, so if Grandia was in it, chances are it's Grandia 2. The Grandia 2 is pretty good. I don't get it. I've actually been looking at the list of RPGs we've got coming up and feeling like there probably is a little too much Final Fantasy representation in there. Hey, Amanda. It's so low.
Behold, my shadow self!
That's disappointing. Yeah, I feel like there is probably too much Final Fantasy representation. Not because Final Fantasy is bad, just because I want to show off other stuff. And there's a lot of good stuff that isn't called Final Fantasy. That's cool. I don't use spares. Yeah. Like, Final Fantasies are good, less so in recent years, but Final Fantasies are good. But there is so much more to the genre. Don't get me wrong, I think we owe like the prevalence of RPGs in the West largely to Final Fantasy. Specifically to Final Fantasy VII. Like, Final Fantasy VII's blockbuster success in the West. Without that, we probably wouldn't have all the stuff we have today. But there is more than just that. I killed something for you.
Here's what I've turned.
No.
Are you eating? What are we transmuting this time?
Yes, I would
I'll
like
go
to
with
upgrade
this.
this.
I'll go with this. I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
I need more silver. Can I craft silver? I can craft gold, I can't craft silver. Can I buy silver? Can I dismantle something for silver? I'm still using that. Yeah, the classic catalog is stuff like Chrono Trigger. I keep saying I want to check out more of the, yeah, fuck it, get rid of that. I keep saying I want to check out more of the, late Super Famicom era Squaresoft stuff. Oh, okay. I see what the problem is. There.
Come back anytime.
Because, like, Bahamut Lagoon seems interesting, Live a Live, which, like, great that that's gotten a proper Western release.
Remember, not to rely too heavily on.
Always talking about how I want to play Treasure
What
of
are
the
you looking to
Rudra.
buy?
It's on the list.
Thank you.
I think we are probably seeing, like, the downfall of Square at the minute. There's, like, they've just put out a new trailer for Final Fantasy 16, and I've not watched it, and it's hard to be excited for it. Remembering how a lot of their other games have come out recently.
I finished the...
And also knowing the way Square is going as a business at the minute. Find it a little harder to be excited about it. Yeah, let's just pull more of the cathedral, see if there's anywhere else we can go. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum. Bum-bum, ba-da-bum-bum-bum. You think about it though, and like, you think about old... I'm gonna do 15 on stream at some point, and it's gonna be all of 15. But I don't have a huge amount of interest in going back to it. I will say, I enjoyed quite a bit of 15. My big problem with 15 is that it was ultimately disappointing. because there's good stuff there, and you can see that it's not a finished game. So it ultimately ends up just being disappointing. Huh. So we're not again. Towards Kingdom Hearts 3. At least Kingdom Hearts 3 was a finished game, though. I think. I haven't played it. But, like, you think about Square's non-Final Fantasy RPGs, and it's like, okay, what is there? Like, after the Super Nintendo, what is there? It's like, they bought Enix, and so they've got Dragon Quest. And then that's, for the most part, kind of it. I've got Lost Sphere, which I bought. It felt unfinished in your opinion. Yeah, I was thinking, like, maybe that's the case with the Remind DLC, but I don't have personal experience for it. But I've got Lost Sphere, and I bought Lost Sphere because the blurb interested me on the store page. It's like, that sounds interesting, and it's on sale, and I've not played it yet. But that's by Tokyo RPG Factory, I think they're called. Same company that did I Am Setsuna, which was kind of like, it's a thing. Like, since the Super Nintendo era, Square hasn't really had anything particularly noteworthy. It hasn't had any particularly large number of noteworthy RPGs that weren't Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest. Oh, that's interesting. Like, even on PlayStation, they didn't really have much in the way of RPGs like that. I mean, they were still doing the Mana games, I guess. And Saga was still a thing at that point. And there was stuff like Threads of Fate and Chrono Cross happening. You know what? Let's move it up into... Yeah, let's move it up into PS2 era. Because you know I've said before, I think that since the merger with Enix, like, Squaresoft hasn't had anything anywhere near as creative as the stuff they were putting out of Squaresoft. Like, since the merger with Enix, I think the most creative new IP Square has put out has been The world ends with you. Like, that's kind of it. There's a lot of Silver Knights, isn't there? They really want you to have this as a familiar. Kingdom Hearts 1, yes, but Kingdom Hearts 1 was still when they were Squaresoft. Which is why I don't count Kingdom Hearts in that regard. It was one of the last big projects they did before the merger. Oh, cool, new familiar. Not summoning one of those, though. You could also argue, like, the last... I've been saying for a while, like, the last truly undivisive Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy X. 2002 pre-merge, yeah. Like, the last truly undivisive, the one that generally everybody will agree is a good game, is FF10. And FF10 was the last Final Fantasy before the merger. It's entirely possible that in merging with Enix, Square did like the worst thing a creative company can do in killing its biggest competition. Oh crap. Hello. Yeah, it's like, you could argue that Enix never really put out a lot to be a true competitor to Square. Like, Enix was pretty big in terms of its publishing. Like, Enix published some really interesting stuff in the RPG circle. You could argue Enix technically only ever published Dragon Quest. For a long time, I don't think Dragon Quest was actually developed in-house by anybody. Oh, hello. I think even Dragon Quest 1 wasn't developed by Enix. Like, Yuji Horii has always been has always been somewhat involved with the creation. I think it's always been a third-party company that's done it. Yeah. But I feel like everything Enix ever published was at least pretty interesting. I think of the two main things that aren't Dragon Quest that Enix published. Two main things I think of that Enix published that aren't Dragon Quest. And the things I think of are Evo Search for Eden on Super Nintendo, which is not very good, but a lot of people have some interest in it. Quintet, there you go, that's a fair point. both Search for Eden, which is not very good, but it is interesting, and Valkyrie Profile. Like, that's something a lot of people forget. Valkyrie Profile was a Enix thing. It's like, I know in Japan, the 3 big JRPG series are Final Fantasies, Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, and Shin Megami Tensei. But Shin Megami Tensei has never been as big as Dragon Quest or Final Fantasy, unfortunately. So I think in Square and Enix merging, they killed their biggest competition. Like, they both killed their biggest competition, and thus their biggest reason to aspire to do better. It's one of those things, like, you'll get fanboys who'll say stuff like, you know, Microsoft needs to go, Microsoft sucks, they should stop making games and everything. And it's like, Microsoft provides necessary competition. Competition is essential. Especially for us as consumers. Because if there's no competition, what reason do you have to do better? If Sony doesn't have to worry about a competing console, then why should they bother to put out decent games? It'll be the only thing you can get games for in that regard. And like, we go back to Square Enix. Without that, yeah, competition fuels creativity. And in losing their big competition, I think like they've really suffered. Alright, here we go. Mind me? Door's locked. Door's locked.
I need more blood. Bloodstained.
I mentioned last time how prominent this boss was in pre-release material. Thank you. And like, with the game being called Bloodstained as well, you might think she'd play a bigger part. And it's probably kind of a shame that she doesn't.
Scarlet Rust. Scarlet Rust. Scarlet Rust. Answer my call. Scarlet Cyclone. Scarlet Rust. Scarlet Rust. Scarlet Rust. Scarlet Cyclone. Yeah. Bloodstained.
Oh, crap.
Blood everywhere. Oh. Scarlet Rust. Yeah. Yeah. Scarlet Rust. Die. Scarlet Cyclone. Die.
Oh, Christ. Ow!
Scarlet Thrust. Die. Scarlet Cyclone.
Oh god, she can turn around now. None of that.
Scarlet Thrust.
That's a nasty set of attacks.
Blood Rain. Scarlet Thrust. Die.
God damn, die.
Scarlet Thrust. Scarlet Thrust. Die. Scarlet Cyclone.
It's not good. Oh dear.
Scarlet Thrust. Scarlet Cyclone.
Ah.
Die. Scarlet Thrust.
Ooh. Back to that save point. That was a fun fight. I should have done that fight better, because that was a good fight. Win is a win, yeah. I'm not complaining that I won, but like, it was a good fight. Alright. No, it's not really accomplished anything for me. Which is kind of frustrating. You know, I was thinking like it'd be good to refight that boss at some point for my own personal entertainment. Because I think it was an interesting boss. It had decent mechanics, it got trickier as it went on. And I just remembered there is actually a boss rush mode. I'd be down to take a look at that sometime. Yeah, Souls games. scraping through by the skin of your teeth in Souls games feels like more common than it probably should be. Another one of those. There we go. Have I eaten scrambled eggs before? I have not.
Scrumptious.
You're gonna have to die if we're gonna get anywhere. Awesome. I'm probably gonna do God of War at some point. Like, possibly the entire series. Like, one thing that I was never particularly into with like the original set of God of War games. Like, petrification was fairly common as something that would just happen. And if you get hit while you're petrified, that's an instant death. And like, fuck that as an idea. Yeah, let's go back that way. Go this way. That was a fortunate find. Oh, I didn't change the thing, did I? Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, though, I think I've got Kingdom Hearts on the schedule. It'd be good to get that game done so we can start the Kingdom Hearts series. So far, the only game in the series I'm absolutely not gonna fucking do is Rechain the Memories. There. I was thinking, like... Ooh, sword familiar. I was thinking, like... when you go to Dominique and she says she got a message from Zangetsu about a specific kind of demon, that is specifically like, oh, this is the demon you want to get. This is the boss you want to fight to get an ability that will allow you to progress to a new area. And it's okay, so Zangetsu said about that demon, but it gave us the like a bloodsuck ability. It's like, cool. How does that help me? And I've just realised how. Go back to the village first. There we go.
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Oh, I need one more. Carl, I don't think is a Castlevania reference.
Help Carl the Cooper rest in peace. Kill
those murderers dead.
Got any?
Here's what I've turned up on the monsters.
Matthias Kronkvist. The original human identity of Dracula.
Help Matthias the Glassblower rest in peace. Kill those murderers dead.
Have you learned it?
Here's what I've
Soleil.
turned up on the monsters.
Like, Soleil is such a specific name that there's no way it can be anything other than a reference. Christopher Belmont's son, Soleil Belmont, in Castlevania 2 and Belmont's Revenge.
Help Soleil the Sexton rest in peace. Kill those murderers dead.
Alright.
Here's what I've turned.
Nope.
Staying up? What are we transmuting this time?
I'll go with this. I'll go with this.
Ooh, I like it.
If I can get that, that'd be great.
Come back if things...
Round out pump. Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge probably doesn't get enough love. Like, in regards to like classic Castlevania. I feel like a lot of people overlooked it. Especially in regards to like Castlevania The Adventure, which was the first game on Game Boy, which wasn't great. Like, Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge is a massive improvement. It was actually my second Castlevania game. My first Castlevania game was Super Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo. And then I got a Game Boy, and the only game I had for it was Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. And then, like, when we had Nintendo 64, I had Castlevania 64. Symphony of the Night was actually my 4th Castlevania game. I wonder what's up there. There's a... oh. I could get up there if I jump kick off one of the enemies. There we go. Well. There we go. Come over here. Come on. Thank you. After you go to hell. I don't overstate just how useful the increased attack speed is. Right. That could have been cleaner. That curse is a nasty status effect. Right, here we go. This blood fountain. The fuck hit me? Alright, going down. New area. Here. Gonna be honest with you, I've not been looking forward to doing this area. There's a specific shard that I need to find. I'll need to find it before I can explore this area. Fried fish. Increases luck. Yeah. God, now these spots have wings. Can we still go for a bit? One thing I do like about Bloodstained in comparison to like other Metroidvanias is like we've been playing for 6 hours, but it doesn't feel like the game's overstaying its welcome. Which is a difficult thing to actually successfully do. Hey, how you doing, Ninja? You son of a bitch. Yeah, anything interesting? Well, movie night's been cancelled, so now you can hang with your buddy Chrono for half an hour. That's interesting, because we weren't speaking about Ninja. And yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, spent with your buddy Chrono. It's like, you're like, nah, bug Chrono. This game is so fucking good. Village would be on multiple platforms. You mean like it is? You mean like the multiple platforms Village is currently available on? I really want to drive the point across. Ah, well, here we go with this area. Anything particularly interesting? Okay. So then the camera's always going to be behind his back and he'll turn with the camera? I don't... Ethan being faceless in RE7 was like fine, I guess. But with them establishing Ethan with a more direct personality in RE8, it makes Ethan more of his own character. And begs the question of, like, why not make him his own character at this point? He'll turn away so you never go, well, that's fucking dumb. Day one, someone's going to have hacked the camera so they can see his face. And it won't matter. Nobody will care. You get so much horizontal range on that. Enemies look tough. I don't like how they've been doing that with Resident Evil lately. Like, it was kind of neat in RE2 make where zombies took more damage. In RE3 make, it just became tiring. And then Resistance, it just didn't work. Like, the enemies being that tough in Resistance just wasn't fun. Yeah. Well, that's good, because the inventory was one of the best parts of the original, and we still question why Capcom ever took it away. Weird. Resident Evil 2 Remake was an interesting idea. Resident Evil 3 Remake felt like a given after 2 being remade, because 3 ran basically on pieces of 2. The police looks like a creep. I don't like that. The demand for a Code Veronica remake was entirely just because they'd already remade some of the others. But Capcom could have ignored it. I mean, they did, but like Capcom could have ignored the call for more remakes. But jumping to RE4, RE4 is a game that never needed a remake. RE4 is still a really good game. Sleazy guy kind of face. I don't like that they're basing these characters' faces on, like, actual people. Like, not to the degree that they're doing it. So characters look nothing like they originally did. They just look like whoever they decided to get into model for them. Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, this whole thing of, like, remaking RE4... I don't like it. It's a remake for the sake of a remake. It's not a remake because they feel they can improve the game. Yeah, I figured they're probably going to do that with Ada and Leon. Yeah, it feels like remake for the sake of remake. Like, here's a way to get easy money without having to come up with a new idea. Just like Silent Hill 2 remake. Yeah, same game but prettier. Because there's not much you could do to improve RE4. RE4 was already a really good base. And trying to improve it in any way is probably going to just ruin the game. Like, RE1 needed a remake for the sake of improving what was there, building on what had come after it. And they did well with that. Made our remake stand up as one of the best of that style. Resident Evil 2 and 3 getting a remake, for better or worse. Like, the gameplay was archaic in them. A lot of people aren't fond of tank controls, pre-rendered backgrounds, were kind of a turn-off for some people. So you can understand why they remade it. RE4 is still a really good game. Like, some people complain about its controls, but the point of the controls is RE4 is built around it. There's a really interesting thing with, if you ever play the preview disc on GameCube, it feels just a little off, and it ends up making the game feel like way worse. I don't know, I'm with Bane. Like, the sense of humor was one of my favorite things about Resident Evil 4. Because, like, Resident Evil is stupid, but reveling in that stupidity, I think, was one of its best ideas. How you doing, Teak? From, I might have mentioned this before, but like, I've heard somewhere, I don't even remember where, that Capcom Japan were really not happy with the tone that was given to RE4 in the original release. And I think RE5 definitely suffers in its tone, because it's more ridiculous, but they're playing it so serious, and it feels dumber because of that, but not in a good way. Human downplays the fact that we have actual parasites inside of us, but it's also like, yeah, we've got parasites inside of us that are going to take over our minds, and they're going to use that to take over the United States of America, and it's like, oh, that's such a dumb fucking idea. It's a B-movie plot from, like, the 70s. And, like, RE4 is still serious where it needs to be. I think it's part of the reason why RE4 works. It's serious where it needs to be, but recognises that it's dumb as hell. And that's what makes it so much fun. Yeah, how you doing, Flynn? How's class going? Hope you're doing alright, buddy. Ninja, shout flame out for me, please. Ball break from class, so far so good. Excellent, sounds good. Thank you, Ninja. There probably will be Wesker if they include separate ways, or they'll probably emphasize Wesker. Get the look so high you get the OG soundtrack. I don't like that. It's the same thing as RE2 make having its original soundtrack as DLC. I don't like it, particularly because RE2 makes actual soundtrack is so lacking. Yeah, Code Veronica is the game where he comes back into the light, though. Wesker is canonically working behind the scenes in RE2 and 3. And he's still doing it in 4, but Ada's the direct tie to him. You see, that's the thing, like, RE2 doesn't have a bad soundtrack, it just barely has a soundtrack. Far too often, you're just kind of wandering around to silence. The difference between atmospheric and just nothing. It's a similar problem Metroid Other M has. A lot of the time, Metroid Other M is just not doing anything with its soundtrack. It's just empty. Which is particularly disappointing because Metroid Other M, when its soundtrack is going, has a pretty good soundtrack. But honestly, if it's just going to be like OG RE4 with a fresh coat of paint and less humour, I'm not interested. Hey, congratulations, Ninja. Probably shorter, but we don't know that for sure yet. Well, I mean, at this point, Flame, like, if they've shown off Salazar, it's not breaking NDA for Ninja to say that he's voicing Salazar. That's an interesting thing that's come up in, like, this whole thing with the Helena Taylor thing. Like, beyond the whole question of whether or not she's telling the truth or lying, which, like, receipts are coming out that heavily suggest that she's lying, which is kind of interesting. But, like, the big thought is, like, she's really gone and fucked herself by just outright breaking an NDA. So it's going to be interesting to see where that goes. There was the interesting thing of people looking into, like, what she's been doing recently. And, like, supposedly she has no recorded works since Bayonetta 2. I can't see Jennifer Hale coming out and talking shit about another voice actor. Like, I'd be very surprised if that ever happens. Yeah. Jennifer Hale was just being a professional. Like, regardless of which way it goes, who's telling the truth, who's not, Jennifer Hale is like the true innocent in all of this. And it's bullshit that Helena Taylor threw her under the bus. Where is this goddamn shard I need? It comes out as, like, rereading, like, a lot of what was originally said. Commander is fine. Like, rereading a lot of what was originally said, like, she specifically goes after Jennifer Hale. For voicing Bayonetta. Yeah, like, very specific goes after Jennifer Hale for it. And it's like, if Jennifer Hale has been hired to voice as a character, she's got every right in the world. That's how this shit works. Like how Jennifer Hale is now the official voice of Bayonetta for the minute. That's how this works. It's the same thing as, like, oh hey, who has the right to sign something as Sonic the Hedgehog? Jaleel White, Ryan Drummond, Jason Griffith, Roger Craig Smith. They all get that right because they have all been Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. If Jennifer Hale is the official voice of Bayonetta now, she gets that right, you can't say that. That's petty and not understanding the way these things work. Why the fuck did I choose Sonic the Hedgehog as the answer for that? I suppose a better example would probably be Solid Snake, or just like Snake. As much as we all disagree with the idea, like the whole thing of replacing David Hayter and the way that shit went down, my dislike of that entire situation has always been pointed at Hideo Kojima because it was very much his point. With Kiefer Sutherland did a fine enough job. Kiefer Sutherland gets to sign his shit as Snake. Doesn't get to sign it as Solid Snake because he wasn't Solid Snake, but he gets to sign it as Snake or Big Boss because he was that character. Because that's how that shit works. Yeah. The smart thing in any kind of business like this is to always keep your goddamn mouth shut in that regard. It wasn't the only Big Boss. Snake, like David Hayter previously voiced Big Boss. Like if we want to talk specifically as Big Boss, David Hayter voiced him in Portable Ops and Peace Walker, where he was officially Big Boss, even if he didn't like the name, and Richard Doyle in MGS4. That's because Richard Doyle's a damn good actor. And it's like, look at David Hayter. Like, David Hayter has come out and said, like, it was kind of hurtful that he was never contacted, never got informed or anything that he was going to be dropped. But I don't think at any point I've heard David Hayter say a bad word about Kiefer Sutherland or Hideo Kojima. And that's how you do these things. You keep your goddamn mouth shut about your personal opinions. If you want more Richard Doyle stuff, I'm going to give you two recommendations. Eternal Darkness, which has a surprising number of Metal Gear Solid actors. And Legacy of Kain. And I cannot remember who he voices in Legacy of Kain. I know he voices somebody. It might have been Mobius. Richard Doyle? Playing Pius Augustus? He might, actually. I forget the specific cast of Eternal Darkness. I know Jennifer Hale was Alex Roivas. I know Cam Clark played Anthony. Paul Luther was Paul Iden. I remember that. But like, beyond that, like I'd have to... We're going through the game in a few days anyway. We'll be going through the game for Horrorween. And like we'll get to hear all of that, because like I say, Eternal Darkness has a surprising number of Metal Gear voice actors. Including some who weren't voicing Metal Gear characters yet. I think he played Mobius. I know he was in Legacy of Kain. Oh, that's, I don't know if his first name is Paul. Lukather. His last name is Lukather. Yeah, Helena Taylor put herself in a bad position to begin with like the bad mouthing of Jennifer Hale. Like immediately, that's unprofessional. Yeah, it's my familiar, Silver Knight. Mobius is in Blood Omen, Soul Reaver 2, and Defiance. He's the most recurring character in the series, with the exception of Kane and Vorador. Mobius, there's a statue, I think, in the Eternal Prison in Blood Omen 2 to Mobius. Yeah, he shows up right at the end. Still counts. Yeah, there's a statue to Mobius in Blood Omen 2. Vorador is in all the games except Soul Reaver. What's the issue with streaming it, Flame? The PC version. Yeah, I'm probably just going to end up emulating the PS2 version. I started the PC version. I have the PC version. I have all of them except Blood Omen on PC. Started the PC version and I was like, okay, let's just use Steam's controller mapping feature and grab a controller profile someone sell. It's like, it's fine, but it's kind of off. The one I'm really disappointed in is Blood Omen 2. I had that game working fine on my laptop. But now that I've got my computer, the damn thing will not work. Like, hard freezes on the title screen. Which is a shame, because, like, Blood Omen 2, like, you use one of the controller configurations someone set, map that, and like it plays really well, and it has full camera control, which the console versions don't have, and it looks great, but it won't work on my PC for some reason. It worked on my laptop, won't work on my PC. I'm disappointed about that. I just want to find that goddamn shard that let me swim. Swimming like the worst way. This is the underwater area that is honestly the worst part of the game. And it's entirely because the way you swim in this game is a bad idea. I've been all over that area. The item I'm after is definitely not there. Yes, there are. We could go for an ending right now. It would be the bad ending. It's the usual Castlevania fare. It all depends on how you go into a specific boss fight. So, let me zoom out real quick. Here, this area here, should lead to the last major boss of the bad ending. But we don't, as is typical with Castlevania, if we go in there with a specific ability, we'll be able to circumvent that boss and lead to the true ending. Let me go talk to Dominique.
Have you learned it?
Here's what I've... Good work. Here's your reward.
Gotten.
Here's what I've...
Yeah, Richter's one of the main enemies to, like, be worth making use of elements with.
Hello. What are you looking to buy? Thank you.
Tell me about Zangetsu. Tell me where it wants me to go.
Staying up? What are we transmuting this time?
I'll go with this. Great.
Bear ring and a bovine.
Stop back off. So, what
I
will it be?
want you people to say something. You're not saying anything. It's irritating me.
I'll go with this.
Come back anytime.
I will. I'll go back to class. We're probably not going to be going much longer anyway, Flame. It is getting a little bit late. So I hope your class goes well and you have a good day. Take care, buddy. This isn't OD.
I've come by some new reading material.
Oh, cool. Movement speed.
Oh?
Be certain to...
Oh, yes. I'll sacrifice defense for being able to move faster. That's the kind of guy I am. Didn't even see that book there. So I want to check out what's around here, and then we'll probably call it for the night. And then when we come back, I'll have to try and find that goddamn swimming shark. And then do the part of the game that I really don't want to do. Oh. Right, so that was nothing particularly useful. Let's see what that is.
plan. Lisa needs braces. Dental plan. Lisa needs braces. Dental plan. Lisa needs braces.
Thanks, Ben. The layout of the map in this tower is so confusing.
Why, you?
It's a good line. But let's be fair, it's one of those lines that sticks in your head because it's just repeated so much. Like, just in that one bit, like, dental plan, Lisa needs braces. A similar line is, you don't make friends with salad. Just because they spend a minute or so just saying it over and over. You don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad. Here, I want to get to this point, and I'm close enough right now. Let's check it out while I remember. But the sound alerts are there for everybody to have fun with anyway. So feel free to use them. Fun. Not Batman. Batman's a scientist? Homer, I have someone with me who thinks he can help. Is it Batman? No, he's a scientist. Batman's a scientist? It's not Batman. The monorail episode is full of, like, brilliant lines. Like, just brilliant lines, brilliant bits. It's a great episode. I call the big one bites it. Actually, that's a fair point. I picked up Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated on PC yesterday. I got it pretty cheap, so I picked it up. I've heard it's not as good, but I'm down to give it a go. And if they actually went and got Clancy Brown to play Mr. Krabs in that, then that'd be great. Like the weirdest mission in that game. Like, they've got what seems to be the full cast, except for Clancy Brown. And it's not like Clancy Brown's against voicing video game characters. He was most of the cast in, like, Spyro 1. And he played Cortex for at least 4 Crash Bandicoot games. So it's weird that they just don't have Clancy Brown.
Hello. Benjamin, what are you doing here?
Oh,
Sorry. Right before I went whoosh, I remember this huge waterfall I saw in me travels, and
You want me to kick you?
Yes.
I said I'm sorry. Can't we just try this again?
You're lucky I have one.
Oh, thank you for bringing this.
Now remember, picture your house. Your house.
Oh, I'm not daft, you know. Oh, before I go, let me give you this for helping me.
Should I assume that worked or not?
Well, I got something out of this. Yeah, it's weird that it just doesn't have Clancy Brown. Superman Shadow Apocalypse came out around the same time. Nice. And like, they got Clancy Brown in there to reprise his role as Lex Luthor. The only voice that game was missing from the show was Michael Ironside as Darkseid. Which, like, I could understand that as, like, Michael Ironside was just busy with Splinter Cell. I don't know, maybe Clancy Brown was busy, I don't know. I know in the Buffy games, like the first Buffy game has the entire cast except Sarah Michelle Gellar. Because she wanted to read the script before she agreed to it and they wouldn't let her, so she just said no. But the second Buffy game doesn't have Alison Hannigan in it. And she was busy filming American Pie: The Wedding. So we're gonna have to call it here. And come back and explore more of this place and try and figure out where the hell this shard is that'll let me swim. It's gotta be down here, surely. But, yeah, like I say, that is gonna do it for us for today. And because I've tabbed out of that, the music has gone, so back to the intermission screen. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining the stream today. I always really appreciate the support. Big express thank you to everybody in the chat. Chat is always the best part of the stream. Bane, Ninja, Teak, Clem, Flame, Captain Biscotti for the follow, very much appreciated. Which should put us up to 200 now. Shit, is Chance still streaming? God damn. Let me double check this just to be sure. Yeah, it says we're on 200 followers, so yeah. That means that coming up after the 10 years of Resident Evil will be the playthrough of Suikoden 1 and 2. I look forward to that. Suikoden 2 is often considered among the greatest RPGs of all time, and is definitely a personal interest of mine because it's an RPG that doesn't deal with evil alien monsters from outer space trying to take over the world. It is about war and politics and friends caught on opposite sides. Which is a really uncommon idea in RPGs, and I'm absolutely down for it. Thank you, Ninja. I am also my favourite part of the stream. It's absolutely not true. If I could stream without being here, I would definitely consider doing that sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. But yeah, I think that was everybody who was in the stream today. Thanks so much for keeping me company, everybody. This is a projection. I've put reruns on before. Like we had the period of classic Mecha Mondays, but people didn't seem to understand that they were reruns and were trying to chat to me. So I'm doing other things, and I've got it running at the side there just to keep an eye on it. And people are chatting to me and wondering why I'm not responding. Different hats on stream. Yeah, Classic Mecha Mondays I think was a fun idea, especially to redo some, like show some of the older streams. Because there's some games there that are pretty good, but I don't think I want to do again. The only one I ended up really doing, though, was we did the full series of Alundra again. But I'd probably be down to replay that at some point. I like Alundra, except for some of the platforming. It's not a game for good platforming. I absolutely intend to rerun Digital Devil Saga. Oh no, oh you mean put Digital Devil Saga on a rerun? I could. I also intend to replay Digital Devil Saga. The point redemption is there. There. Down here, I think. Like, there. Down there somewhere. But I probably will just do it eventually at some point, whether it's redeemed or not. The New Game Plus run of that. I want to get Chance in on that as well. Particularly because like, Chance and I are supposed to be doing like most, if not all, of the Mega 10 games that we want to do. And Digital Devil Saga is Chance's favourite. It's where Chance joined us originally during that playthrough. He gets 275,000. Like I say, I'll do it eventually regardless. And maybe when Chance comes back, we'll do it to celebrate. Because like I say, it's Chance's favourite. Honestly, I've kind of had a hankering to play S&T 1. I just want to play S&T. Really dig into some of it. Well, anyway, that's besides the point. Hats on stream. I don't think I've shown this hat off before, but I don't think I've worn it on stream. So I just pulled it out. I mentioned this to Clem. I haven't mentioned it on stream. I'll share it with you guys who are here right now. The hats are a minor joke for me, in that I will never wear a hat that is appropriate for my current stream. You may have noticed during the entirety of the 10 years of Resident Evil, I've not worn the Resident Evil hat. Wearing this today while playing Bloodstained on PC. I've worn the N64 hat before when playing something on PlayStation. I don't wear appropriate hats for the stream. It's just the hats though, the t-shirts don't. Because like, I'll wear Metroid t-shirts while playing Metroid. I just like Metroid t-shirts. This is one of my favourite t-shirts. Like the Samus versus Ridley. If you look down here, you can see he's got the capsule with the baby Metroid in. I like this t-shirt. It's a good t-shirt. One of my favourites. But yeah. I do remember that. I do go through Eclipse every now and then just because they amuse me. I might take tomorrow off, or we might do tomorrow as a bonus stream. Saturday, I get out of work early. I'm only on a 6-hour shift on Saturday, so I'll be out at 5. I'm in at 11:30, I think. Means I could probably go a little bit later on Saturday anyway. So if I don't stream tomorrow, we could see about like doing an extended stream on Saturday to wrap up Bloodstained. That'd be fun. Sunday, of course, is more Final Fantasy VI discussion with Clem. We should be hitting World of Ruin at this point. Absolutely should be. And then next week, if The Sinking City isn't on sale yet on Steam, because I want to just get it on PC and do the PC version, I will start Condemned Criminal Origins. And like we'll do that, and we'll get back into what we've got going. Alone in the Dark Inferno was originally intended, the PS3 version of the Alone in the Dark reboot. I would like to do that. I might look into just doing the standard version. I've got it on PC. We'll see. I don't want to mess around with the capture card. Like, as little as possible. If I get away with that. But yeah. That's what we've got coming up. Following Horrorween, we're back to the 10 years of Resident Evil, which is going to continue with the Chris campaign of Remake, then it's Zero, which... and like, we'll go through stuff. We'll end up doing RE4. Look forward to that. But yeah. Following that will be Suikoden 1 and 2. So, with that all said and done, there's not really much else to say, except thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. We'll catch you next time, guys. Bye.